Chinese EV stocks are up a ridiculous amount this year, and now that their runs have started to cool off, these companies are in a great position to raise more money. We saw Li Auto announce last week that they are aiming to raise about $1.5 billion in a secondary stock offering, which I went over in a video the other day. And now to add to the list of Chinese EVs looking to raise more money is Xpeng, because Xpeng just announced on December 7th that they are looking to raise $2 billion from a secondary stock offering as well. Xpeng is offering 40 million shares at a share price of $49.34, which is right around where the stock is trading right now. And now on top of this, Xpeng also just announced major news on Twitter that they are officially delivering their first batch of electric vehicles outside of China to Norway, and they are starting to enter the European market. So as an investor with over $500,000 in the Chinese EV market, I thought I'd give you my take on what is going on, why the Chinese EV companies are raising money, what the secondary stock offering means for Xpeng moving forward, and what the news of Xpeng officially moving to Europe and sending vehicles to Norway means for the future of Xpeng stock. For those of you who are new here, my name is Michael. I'm a 21-year-old investor, entrepreneur, and full-time college student. The past 30 days, I made about $175,000 in one of my many investment accounts that I share with you in our private group on Patreon. So if you'd like to know more about what stocks I'm buying, what stocks I'm selling with my personal investment accounts, how I made hundreds of thousands of dollars at 21 years of old with investing, and you want exclusive content that I don't post on YouTube, then make sure to check out the links down below and join our private group. But anyways, now let's first talk about the Chinese EV market and why companies like Li Auto and Xpeng are starting to raise more money. Li Auto announced that they are raising about $1.5 billion via a secondary stock offering just the other week. Li Auto announced that they are offering 47 million shares priced at $29 per share, which will roughly raise them $1.5 billion after fees. They explained how this money they are raising is going to go for research and development purposes related to its next generation electric vehicle platform, including new batteries and high-speed charging systems, as well as its ongoing research efforts related to self-driving technologies and into the future with autonomous vehicles. But now let's talk about Xpeng. Li Auto is raising money and Xpeng is also doing the same. Xpeng Motors just announced that they are looking to raise $2 billion from a public stock offering as the electric vehicle startup looks to fund growth initiatives moving forward. The company is offering 40 million shares at a share price of $49.34 per share, which is right around where the stock is currently trading at. Xpeng explained how they are looking to use this funding for expansion and production, research and development on new vehicles, and now as they're moving overseas to help them produce more vehicles. This money is essential because as the stock price of Xpeng, NIO, Li Auto, as all these Chinese EV companies, their stock prices has risen dramatically, investors are now expecting massive growth each quarter for years to come out of Xpeng, and there's a lot of pressure on Xpeng to deliver results. This money will be essential for them to scale up production, use it for growth initiatives moving forward, help them with new technologies, develop new vehicles, and this is just going to help them meet expectations of investors into the future. And this is ultimately a great sign for their stock moving forward. But finally, Xpeng also just came out and announced on Twitter that the first batch of their Xpeng G3 electric crossover model for Europe has arrived in Norway. Xpeng said on Twitter that their first deliveries are coming in mid-December and that this first batch is a batch of 100 vehicles. This isn't a lot of vehicles, but it is really important because Xpeng is now the first Chinese electric vehicle company to start expanding overseas. They did it before NIO, before Xpeng, before their other major competitors that are based in China. So this is huge news. It's still very early on, but getting a foothold in Norway could help Xpeng get a head start in winning over European consumers and could help position themselves as a market leader in the European EV market. Xpeng's announcement of their 100 vehicle batch arriving in Norway is really big news, but it's still very early on. They're going to need to have hundreds of thousands of vehicles sold in Europe, in China, and they still have a long ways to go in China before they can really start expanding internationally. So I'll make sure to keep you updated on what is going on from both of these announcements, from Xpeng raising $2 billion and also what is going on with them expanding overseas, as they are the first Chinese EV company starting to expand into Europe, and this could be really huge moving forward. I think Xpeng is a great long-term investment, and with this secondary stock offering, it may drive the stock price down a bit in the short term, but long term, I think Xpeng is a home run stock. It's definitely something you want to own in the years to come, especially as they're already starting to move into Europe ahead of companies like NIO and Li Auto. So anyways, that's what's going on with Xpeng, how they're raising more money, and they're starting to send vehicles over to Europe. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.